Alright, boys. I just started a new project. So pretty much, I've been uploading files using FTP, for all of my software projects. Especially in particular for syncing my hard drive to my web hosting server. Um, it backs up my hard drive. And one day, the hosting service provider required that everything be SFTP, and it no longer allows FTP. So, my code stopped working because my code's trying to connect to that server with FTP. And so to solve this, I have to implement SFTP in my code. Now, because I'm using Dev C++ 4.9.9.2, which is 14 years old, it was the IDE I started coding with. It was new at the time I started, and I don't want to switch IDEs. So because I'm using a deprecated or old-fashioned IDE that's no longer maintained or whatever, I can't use modern libraries with it. And also, even if I could use a SFTP library for it, to be honest, I decided I don't want to use a library. I would rather learn how to code SFTP functionality myself, because I feel like having a little bit deeper understanding of SSH and SFTP will benefit me. For some reason, I just believe that because I might want to do a lot of socket programming and secure socket programming, and that could help me with video game development for high-speed socket communications, possibly, and being able to arbitrarily encrypt things, knowing how to do that. Um, I just feel like for a lot of stuff, I prefer to code it myself from scratch, but obviously using example code to help me along the way. So anyways, I ended up deciding that I will use libssh as my reference to code my own SFTP client that I'll use for all my future software projects. And because I'm using a old IDE that came out in 2008, I need libssh circa 2008. And that brought me to libssh version 0.1.0, which was one of their first releases. Because libssh has become so popular since then, over the past 14 years or whatever, it has gotten very bloated. It does way more stuff than just a basic SFTP. It does all kinds of stuff. And I don't want all the extra stuff. I just want the basic stuff I need to upload and download files, check the contents of a directory, etc., just for having basic functionality to be able to back up my hard drive or upload and download files for various other integrations with website backends and PHP on websites. So, I guess a big part of me also wanting to do this is I feel like the more third-party software you use, the more everything's just a black box and you just are script kidding more and more. And when things go wrong, you don't really understand why fully. You have to research way more. in the end, in many ways, it slows you down, I think. If you code everything from scratch, you have an intricate understanding. When a bug happens, you can fix it right away. You know your code, you know what's going on at an intricate level on every aspect, every area. And I just prefer that depth of knowledge and breadth of knowledge so that I have no limits. So I can literally do anything. If I want to make my own VPN, I can make my own VPN. I just am an expert in all things internet communications. And that's really what I want to do. That's how I want to do all my AI. That's how I want to do, even in this case, my SFTP and SSL connections. So what I did is I downloaded the libssl 0.1.0 source code, which came in a big folder. It had all the header files and all the source code files. And it had one file that was like an example implementation code called client.c. I copied client.c into Larry's client.cpp, and that was just supposed to be a sample implementation. I'm doing a C++ version. That whole library's in C, but I'm going to myself convert it to C++. And basically, I took every single header file that came in that directory that I downloaded of the source code, and I put it in a comment in the Larry's client.cpp file. So it's one huge comment, and then I put every single the changelog and the API and tutorial, all this stuff, all into the same comment. And I also put every single source file code into the same comment. So once all of the code of the whole library is all in one file, then you can use Control F to find anything because it's all in one file. I also indexed the whole thing, which took forever. So here I have client.c. This is the start of the comment. This is the original author of the library, but I'm going to change the library sufficiently where I'm no longer under copyright. I'm just using his code as reference. And if you change it enough, I mean, it's not his code anymore. So I won't need to keep any type of copyright stuff or whatever. I just left that in there because I thought it'd be kind of cool just to know the name of the guy that originally wrote this stuff. And then here I created my index. So I put what the libssh library does, the changelog that he had, because I just think that's interesting to see how he developed it over time and the speed at which he developed the API guide. Okay, this is the first header, so this is the first file I put into here, crypto.h, and then I put libssh.h, and then I put each different section in libssh.h, and you can see these are all like declarations, and then I have my next header file sftp.h, and then different sections of that, and then I have the next one, different sections of that. And what you can do is you can now jump through this code. So this is my index. I put a little bookmark of 1 here. If I want to find everything written in the crypto.h section, I just hit Control F on this. It says crypto.h section. Hit forward, and it jumps straight down to it. And now this is actually a copy-pasted crypto.h, the whole file. It's right there. And you can also jump just by clicking on next section, hit Control F, and you can just jump sections. So this is the libssh section. If you hit Control F again, this takes you to the first subsection of the libssh section. So here's the libssh starting point, libssh file, which was just pasted into this comment. And then this section says struct defines for string, buffer, packet, kex, public key, private key, etc. And then you have all your struct defined. So the string struct, the buffer struct, the packet struct, the kex struct, etc. So if I want to jump back to my index, I just hit Control F backwards, and it jumps me right back. And so we can just navigate through the code. Let's say I want to know, like, SSH option struct, like, where is that defined? So let's say I'm like, buried in some code, lost. Where's the SSH option struct defined? So I come up to my index, I hit Alt 1, So I jump up to here, hit Control F, SSH apps instruct, click on forward, boom, it drops me down to here. Oh, here's where it's defined, okay. And then I just go to that section, and this is going to drop me from my index to the actual file and the section of the file where that's actually defined. And here's struct SSH option struct. So now we can see it all. And so this is just a great way to navigate through all of the code in this library. And you can see it's all laid out. That's everything. So I created this, and also while creating this index where everything's laid out, all the functions, all the declarations, whatever, in doing that, I was able to kind of read through the code and kind of start to understand how it pieces all together. And so this is all like reference material for me to create my own library, which I'm doing down here in the int main. I commented out all of his code, and I'm just starting with hello world. And I just created my first, I call it like, it's like a pseudo function. I just put like if statements. Oh, it's all supposed to be in a while loop as well. I forgot about that. Hmm. Hmm. I need to check something before I make that while loop. So I'm going to get into it now, continue where I left off. Hold on a second. Oh wow. Huh? Wanted to see if I had any sleep delay I needed to add to the while loop, but no, I don't. That's for certain other stuff where you need to, the while loop can't run at 0 sleep delay in it because it'll just hog the processor, but for certain types of programs that's not an issue. I don't think that'll be an issue in this program, so do that. So here's the entire int main. You can see it. Nothing's in it at the moment. I'm about to add everything back in. Make sure this is right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That looks good. Okay. There we go. Get a little space here just for style preference. Okay. And then, so it's just int main while true, and then establish connection equals true. That one is default set to true. Establish SSH connection. And so basically, it's kind of like calling a function in a way, because since I set that to true, it's automatically going to jump into here, and then we set it to false, so it's not going to come back into here again. It just runs once, unless if something else makes this a variable to true, and then it will run once again. So it acts as a function. It's like a pseudo function within my while loop. And the reason I use pseudo functions like this instead of actually using real functions is because I like to put all of my code within int main and within my main while loop. And this way, all my code is in order, so like in order of appearance. So if you have a bunch of functions at the bottom of your int main, like down here, or you have them, God forbid, in other files, other source files within a library, and you just compile them all into a project, your code gets spread out like spaghetti, and it doesn't read like a book. It's not in order. I like all my code to be in the order in which it executes, so you can just scroll down reading the code and going to the next portion of code that will execute, rather than having to find out like SSH crypto init, okay, that's calling a function. Well, where is that at? I don't know. So this is unacceptable. Oh, I gotta like find that in a different file. That's the whole problem. It's like that annoys me. So that's why I don't like to do that type of thing. But here's how I'd find that though. This code all is written by the author of libssh, and I'm gonna be like completely changing the code so that it's my own and making it in C++ instead of C. Okay, so here's how I find where this function is. I would just go press Alt 1 to go to my index, hit Control F, you can drop down, it's in the dh.c function declarations within libssh. That's just the declaration it will be. I'm not interested in that, I want to find the function itself. Okay, that's in the dh.c file under this section. Okay, so that's how you'd find the section. I forget the name of what we're trying to find though. Okay, it's SSH crypto init. Okay, I gotta copy that. Okay, you just go like this, boom, crypto init. There it is, it's the first one in this section. Okay, so we drop down to the section itself. SSH crypto init, so there it is. Oh wait, no, that's, wait. No, that's the declaration of it. Okay, SSH crypto init, we want to go to the actual function implementation, which is in the dh.c file, and it's the third function defined down. Okay, so then, boom, we found it. SSH crypto init. And we're just going to copy the contents of that. That's all we want is the contents. And then we just paste that in, and then we can get rid of this function call. So that way, now, rather than having to hunt down this, it's right here. Where it runs is, where it appears in the code is where it actually runs, so we don't have to search anymore. Like that extra step we just did to find out what this actually does. It won't have to do that. It's all in our code flowing in order that it appears. So now we can delete that. Or we could, yeah, it's probably fine to do it. Just delete it. Let's see, while int init equals 0. Oh, wait a minute, should I though? Yeah, I feel like we can delete it. Actually, let me just leave it in there, so I know like what part of their code I'm in case I get lost or forget. Okay, so here's another function call. See, it's just jumping you all around. Mark my spot with a control 4. Okay. I'll go to hit that. Init seed. Okay. Init seed is here. Okay. Copy that. Okay. Oh, this sucks. Another function. They just non-stop. Non-stop. I don't like this, actually. Yeah, I have to name things how he does in order not to get lost, I feel. Because I'll get lost too fast doing what I'm doing. So if he calls a function, I'm gonna make a pseudo function. Yeah, that's the best way. Okay, so yeah, otherwise it's just gonna get crazy. Okay. Mm, what the heck? Oh, um, so I'll just say like the name of the function that he had in his original code above my pseudo function copy the way I do it. Um, let's see. So then I'll put that. This I'm done with. Okay. Actually, the error stuff I could take out. There we go. So that's how he called it. This is how we're calling it. Actually, I could just do this. Okay. And then, yeah, that's fine. And then at that point, we'll do, oh wait. I guess I should leave the error stuff usually. I'll probably leave it now. Let's see, so I'll go like this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. What does crypto init actually do? Bro, this will take forever. Just use Forever IDE. Hi, Chad. Um, Here's what I think about that. Why do I stick to a IDE released in 2008? I feel like constantly changing your IDE over the years makes you like a jack of all trades, master of none. Like, wouldn't you want to be truly like a master of a certain IDE and stick with that for 40, 50 years? Like, just that IDE and you are a compatible team. If you change IDEs to the flavor of the month IDE all the time, there's all these new variables and things are changing, you can hardly keep up. I think it's better just to stick to one IDE. Is there anything I can't do with this 2008 IDE, this 14-year-old IDE? No, I can literally do anything. And so there's really mainly downsides to upgrading my IDE. Hi, Chronic. Long time follower, just curious. Don't know if you've talked about it before, but is there any updates on your robot? Oh yeah, you should definitely check out my Art by Robot YouTube channel. I put out updates all the time. Basically, I've been working on trying to get a pulley system established for brushed DC motors for the fingers. That's the first thing I'm going to actuate is the fingers. The pulley system is going to convert. It's instead of using a geared output on the brushed DC motors like a normal servo does, that gear train makes a lot of noise and it also adds weight and it also makes the servo too big. I need the servos to be very streamlined to fit within the forearm of the robot. And you simply cannot strap a bunch of servos to the forearm, it's impossible. I want to fit like 25 servos there, and servos are too big. So I have to make, instead just strap actual motors to it, throw away the gears, and then create custom pulleys in order to down gear the motor, quote unquote, down gearing it. And so that's what I've been working on, that pulley system. And also I've been working on a lot more of the robot's AI. And right now I'm working on creating my own SFTP client, which is going to help with the robot and all other programming projects I do. It's just really nice to have the ability to securely transport files to a server. And this is going to help me, like the knowledge of making this will help me in making my own VPN and service, and it'll also help me in making my own like network connectivity for video game development and for robotics and just all kinds of stuff. I just want to be an expert on all things connectivity. But yeah, like if you have an IDE that you've used for 10 years, you don't want to upgrade to some foreign IDE. Dev C++ was recommended by the first C++ tutorial I ever took outside of school. I learned some C++ in a class in school. We used Visual Studio. And when I came back to C++ for personal reasons, um, for a personal project I wanted to do, which was a video game botting project, I took an online tutorial I just found at random, and it told me to download Dev C++, and here I am 14 years later still using the same thing. I just don't want to change it. I don't like change unless if I can avoid it. Or if I can avoid it, like, there's no reason to change, I don't think. Not any good reasons. Will you ever implement the new wave of AI sweeping the tech community? Yes, I will, actually. You're talking about ChatGPT. The way I'm going to implement that is by integrating with it. So I'll have my own AI that asks ChatGPT questions. And so my AI will train off of third-party AI. It will use ChatGPT as a tool. It will be like a friend. Like, if my robot doesn't know what to do, it will call ChatGPT up and ask it questions. And to do that, it will actually connect to the ChatGPT website and type in a question. And I plan to code the ability for it to connect to websites without actually having to open a physical browser. I'll be creating my own like invisible browser that the robot uses, so it can like connect to websites and interact with forums and click on buttons and stuff without actually needing a browser. And you can actually get a program that does something similar to that called Selenium, I think. But I'm thinking I should make my own Selenium-esque program that does that. And my self-learning, yeah, it's all self-learning. I took one class in C++. That's the full extent of my school education. One semester, one class. And I got an A+. I was extremely... I loved it, actually. I had a lot of fun. I aced everything. The final exam was like, we had to write a whole C++ program on paper with pen and paper. You can't fake that, like man, imagine if you were just like copy pasting code the whole class or getting help, and then the final exam you would fail because you couldn't write code. Like you're not even given a computer. You had to write it on pen and paper. That was crazy. But I still got a perfect score, 100%. I didn't even make a mistake. I think, yeah, he gave me a perfect score on every assignment. It was pretty cool. My grade for the class was 100%. But now I code like so unorthodox that people think I'm a bad coder because of the way I do everything in a way no one's ever seen before. I just have my own way of doing it. I don't follow people's conventions. Oh, everyone makes fun of my variable names, but they're actually not even that bad because the author of libSSH, he does the same thing. He writes whole sentences as variable names. SSH connect host, like that's a full sentence. Um, but he just has everything lowercase and he puts underscores between it. So if I would have done that for my variable names, no one could make fun of me. But I don't like the look of underscores, so I always just separate each word by going from lowercase to a capital letter, and that marks the start of the next word. I just got used to doing it that way. I didn't know at the time you could just use underscores. If I would have known that when I first started programming, I might have been doing it like he's doing it. But because I didn't know you can use underscores to separate words, I just did it this way. But I actually don't hate the underscores that much. The only problem is as a beginner, I'll be asking myself, like, why is there an underscore there? And what does that do to change the code? Is that allowed? I'd have all these questions. So I just felt like this was the safest way to name variables, just using plain text, no like weird symbols. Hi, Stub. Okay, so always 8 returns. And I have my waiting variable. The heck? I pretty much don't ever want to use a library again, except the libraries I already have. So if I want a modern programming library, I have to learn the library and then rewrite the library in my own code. As part of my int main function. I'm not allowed to use any other libraries than the ones I already have. Most libraries you download won't be compatible with my 2009 Dev C++ IDE. So my rule that I have to rewrite every library from scratch, following, like, I can download a library, I'm allowed to do that. These are rules I place on myself. I can download any library I want. It could be like OpenCV, that's a AI library. I could download that. And then I'd have to like learn it enough to be able to rewrite it using its code as reference. And that's the way I add that library, by actually coding it, hard coding it into my software. I can't like add it to the includes. I can't add its headers or anything like that. That's my rules for myself. Does that make it harder for myself? I don't think so. I think in the end, that would give me such an intricate and deep understanding of the libraries I use, since they're not really libraries anymore. They're just like, I'm just coding it. That like debugging and stuff will be so easy. I'll know what's going on. I'll be able to improve on it, optimize it, everything. It won't be a black box. Most people treat libraries as a black box. They learn the API and everything happens magically in the background. I don't want to be that guy. That's how your code can be super buggy, because the library itself is buggy. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be a script kiddie, in other words. I want to actually like know what I'm doing. As soon as I feel overwhelmed and don't understand what's going on, that's a dangerous feeling. I start to panic inside. So I'd rather know how everything works. Within reason. I mean, I'm not gonna code my own operating system and stuff like that, but as much as I can code myself, I want to do within reason. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to take his code here. I'm going to find that function, and I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, that's the function. Just going to take the code out of it and put it in here. That's annoying. Okay. It has to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, it was fine. What happened? That's weird. Okay, never mind. Okay. See, I don't even like stuff like this. I like the space to be there. I like everything to have an extra enter. I don't like these parentheses to be on the same line. You see, I'm finicky about this stuff. In fact, I even prefer my ifs to have a space after them. Little stuff like that triggers me. Okay, init seed. We gotta find another function now. He's like Mr. Function, man. He's calling everything. Everything has to have its own function. He even had a function with a comment above it that said, split this function in half into 2 functions because this function is too long. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with having a long function? What's wrong with you? He just has his own convention, like that's his rule for himself. I think all programmers have little rules that they try to follow like that. Wait, init seed? Wait, what? Is that... That's all that was in there? How is this even a function? See, why? Like, that's too small of a function, man. Why do you even call that? Just put that in your code, like... You don't need to make that a separate function, man. Um... But... I made a rule for myself. I have... If he calls a function, I have to call the function, so... I gotta follow the rules I made for myself, no matter how stupid it gets. Okay, so do I have to though? Grr. Hmm. If not init, G equals big num new, big num set word. What the heck? Why wouldn't it init? That's weird. Well, hmm. Okay. Um. I mean, what even is init seed doing? I don't even know what it's doing. I'm gonna see if he said what it's doing. Is this talking about it? No, that's this. This one doesn't have a comment. Initiate seed of what? Oh, oh, wait, I think I know what this is talking about. Each site computes a private prime number. This is the Diffie-Hellman algorithm seed. Diffie-Hellman. Okay, so I think. Wait, is that? I don't want to be too presumptuous. I think that's talking about that. Initiate seed equals true. I'll just leave it generic. I don't need to know what that means, I guess. Um, how did you understand computer programming? I just start with super easy and then I gradually make it a little bit more complicated. Hi, Evil Steve. I have two kids actually, two daughters. They're doing good. I mean, they have the cold right now, but they're doing good. No input for initseed. Initseed generates a random number, so I don't think it needs input. They're just trying to get a number going. SSH crypto initialization waiting for an init seed equals true. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the seed is, but I think it's supposed to be a random prime number that's used for generating the Diffie-Hellman something something or other. It's gonna have to do with the secret key thing during the handshake thing between the server and client thing. It sounds weird, I'm using big words, but I think it's true. Okay, so oh, yikes. I think there's gonna be, yeah, another function. You function spammer. I think that's called function spamming. Every function calls another function. SSH get random is next. Okay. There we go. Tiny little function there. Okay. Oh wait, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I should have. Wait, um, okay. So you're gonna see like all the code in mine is just gonna flow one thing after the next, whereas his like you have to jump all over the place. It's in different files. It's everywhere. Okay, so then I guess that's fine. Okay. And then that code for getting random is here. Like that. Oh man. If not R&D? Why would it be not? What does that mean? Wait, rand FD. If not rand FD. How could it be not rand FD? Wait. Now I'm confused. What the heck is going on? I have no clue what this is talking about. SSH get random? Okay, I'm in big trouble. I don't know what this means. Goodness, I'm like lost. That should always be true? Yeah, so why wouldn't he just... Why is it even an if statement then? I'm confused, you know what I mean? Like, he just said what... He just said... He just assigned it a 0, so then this is not even a question, is it? Like, he just declared it. That's why I'm confused. Also, I don't use if statements for integers. I use it for booleans only. So I don't like even that, like doing that. What ID is that? It's dev C++ version 4.9.9.2. It's released in 2008, and that's the year I started programming. It was released the same year I first learned to start coding. And so it's sentimental. I'm never gonna switch IDEs. This is my IDE for life. Okay, I probably won't even need his code for this. I'm gonna find out what the random seed's all about, I think. Okay. What the heck? Wait. No, that's not necessary. I'll just leave it here. Okay, what does this mean? Init plus plus. He's not in a loop. Init equals init plus 1? Man, this is weird. I might start asking ChatGPT questions if this keeps up. I wasn't expecting to struggle at all. I thought this was going to be easier. Like, having a hard time. What's the scope of init? Uh, I mean init seed? Oh wait. If not init. Oh. Static int init. Yeah, it's just it's local. It was just declared right here as a static int. So then if not init. Oh, wait. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on at this point. Okay, yikes, what the heck? SSH get random. Can't open dev random. Is this for like if you... Like I don't even have that file. Where would that file be? That'd be based on the root directory of this? Dev random. That'd be based on the root directory of my library, right? Yeah, that's not in there. Here's that. It just has include libssh. Wait. No, it'd be this directory. There's nothing like dev random. So what is he talking about? I think he just put this code in there knowing it would fail. In which case, what does it do if it fails? Wait. Get random. Wait. What the heck? No, he knows all of this is gonna fail. So then read where and length. What is where? Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh my goodness. This is getting... Oh my goodness. Read's gotta be another function call. Let me see what that does. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. SFTP read? No. 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 Oh, okay, that's... I can't even find... Wait. Oh, maybe that's just supposed to be in the system. Yeah, I think that's just a regular, like... That's not a function he defines. That's already... That's somewhere in, like a standard function he's using. Okay. This, and then... What's where mean? Goodness gracious. This is weird. Ugh. You know what? I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT about this, I think. This will be my first time. Da, 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 da. Let me see where this came from again. What file was this in? Void star where? There's where the where is. This is in dh.c. dh.c file of libssh. Okay, so I'm cheating now. I'm using ChatGPT to help me. Okay, void star where means where is a pointer to a memory location where it will store the random bytes? Okay, let me hit Control 5 to remember the spot. Let's see. Um, See, I know how to randomly, or I know how to use a random number generator. I have a library for that that I don't mind using. This is like a thing for Unix systems, not Windows. So this won't even work, I don't think, on Windows. Let's just come back to that. I feel like that solving that will be kind of easy with ChatGPT solve later on. I just want to know what's next. Like, what are we gonna do with this random thing? Okay, so let me start out by locating this function, rand seed. Oh, rand seed is a function from the OpenSSL library. What the heck? I'm not even sure. I think I. Okay. still don't really know what's going on that much. I'm starting to wrap my head around it a little bit though. Okay. Get random SSH, get random completed. Random seed buffer comma 128. Okay. What does this, or no, yeah, where, seed's the random number generator. Produce subsequent random numbers. Okay, because I'm just going to use the rand function. I've used rand before. It's, it's one step. I don't really have to write 20 lines of code like this. Um, so I'll figure this out in a bit. I'll be able to skip a lot of this, I think, in the end. Wait, what the heck? Oh. No, I don't think this is optional. What the heck? Oh no. Wait, when would it say not init? I think we need this one. Yeah, we probably need all of these OpenSSL headers. I think this is actually unavoidable 100%. So I'm just going to add those here real quick. Fire out the jump. And I think I have them all. I kind of want to try to compile and run this to see what happens, but maybe it's a little early. Man, I'm really struggling already. Ultimately, buffer should be random? I don't think so. I think, no, I think buffer is random, but so is, like, buffer feeds in to produce something else that's random. So it's like a random thing that feeds into creating another different random thing. That's what I'm gathering. Let's see. What was I doing? Man. Okay, init seed if not init. Because I might need this then if this weird init stuff isn't working out. Um, no, 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 no. Init seed and get random, all that stuff. This file contains useful stuff for Diffie-Hellman algorithm against SSH 2.0. Let us resume the DH protocol. Each side computes a private prime number. That's, I think this is the random thing. X at client side, Y at server side. Client's public key is calculated by doing this. Client sends E to the server. Okay. I don't even know what this is talking about. Oh, that's probably... Wait, does this say P? Oh, P. Oh. This is like something it does to like help it do the encryption thing. Ooh, P length is 128. That's not a coincidence. P is a static big num. So big num is 128? That's the size of a big num? Doesn't seem like a big number. But that's a type. Um, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT another question. Oh, wow. So he's doing some weird little tricks there. No wonder it was seeming so weird. I don't like that stuff. Why can't he just make the code like more straightforward? Why does it have to be all awkward like that? No, it is the right info. Trust me. Yeah, ChatGPT has been helping me a lot. It's almost never wrong. He's right about that. I'm sure of it. Because that's like a super easy question for like someone that actually knows the answer. That's not something hard for him to understand. ChatGPT is pretty beast. I've been using it for days. I've spent like 100 hours of working with it and creating code and asking coding questions. So I trust it on a lot of stuff. It can be wrong at times, but something like that, an easy question, it's not going to be wrong about. 0% chance of it being wrong. I know. The character array called buffer car 128. Buffer character array. What is this? Let me ask. What is this? It's a declaration of a character array named a buffer with a size 128. This creates an array of 128 elements of type char, which can be used to store 128 characters of data. In this case, the buffer array is being used as a temporary storage area for random data that is generated by the SSH getRandom function. The random data will be stored in the buffer array and then passed as an argument to the rand seed function. Okay. Um, please give me a code snippet that. Wait. Okay. Oh. SSH underscore get random is. Okay, yeah, yeah. SSH underscore get underscore random is throwing errors. Can't open. I'm lying, by the way. He won't care. Can't open this. Because I I don't have that directory, or do I? Wait. Where is the directory on a Windows 7 system? It's a Unix-style virtual file system, and it is not present. Boom. That's what I needed. Okay. I can do this. I am Neo from the Matrix. I can do this, guys. Wait, what? Cryptogen random? Okay, let me just tell it, just flat out. I'm just gonna tell it, um, wait. Dev, you random. Wait. SSH get random. Um, yeah. Okay. Please rewrite such that it is compatible with Windows 7. It's gonna write it for me. Yeah, the open will always. Well, no, it will run the first time, but then the initialization to 0 makes it run the first time, but then it becomes non-zero later on, I guess. And so the next time you call that function, it doesn't get declared again, so it's still the non-zero, and so it doesn't run the second time. So that makes it only run once. But he could have just had a boolean that's set to false after it runs the first time, and then it's always set to false from there before. Nothing else sets it to true again. So that would have been a more straightforward way to open the file one time. And so I don't like how he's like being slick with that. Include wincrypt.h. There we go. Um, Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Boom. Yes. Okay, he wrote that he rewrote this to be this for Windows. ChatGPT coming in for the win. So like, if I were to run this library on Windows, I guess it would have ran this code, because it wouldn't find that file, it would have ran this big known thing. And so because we have this answer from ChatGPT for Windows, I can take all this out. Like, this is never going to be needed for my program. And he's got like a whole entire, like a whole source file dedicated to this. this big num stuff. So that's going to make my code a lot shorter than his. Like little things like that, I can take stuff out of the library that I don't need when I'm recreating it in my code. Does it work without issue? We'll see. Okay, what the heck? Okay, let me try to fix this stuff. I don't even like this. Let me see here. I want to do it like that. Okay. Okay. Let me see something here. I've seen this before. Okay. Hmm. Eesh. I don't want to stray too far. I might be fine with this. Let me see though. Oh my goodness. I think I'll just comment out what he had. And then wait a minute. Why does he make a static? Any Bible study you recommend? What, you mean like a biblical YouTube channel or something? Any Bible study you recommend? I don't really know what that question means. Like a study topic? Oh my goodness, I have to stop for the night too in a second. I don't think I need static. So I'll just do that. Does it return? It's a boolean? Let's see. Oh. This would be... Okay, uh-oh. Goodness gracious. Oh, let's see. Void star where? And it reads into where is? What did it say about read? Let me go back to the beginning. Yo, get random buffer 128. Oh, wait. Hi, that's gnarly. I'm okay, yeah. Oh, he just wrote the code for me. That is so funny, man. Can't beat free code. Man, I love ChatGPT. Okay, we already declared that earlier. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the line we needed. Okay. Oh. And SSH CryptoNet. And then init seed. Get random. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Options struct. Boys, I gotta call it here. That was a good little session, though. Peace out.